Hello, my name is Benjamin Marty. I'm the author of Scrolling Game Development Kit, Scrolling Game Development Kit 2, and this book, Building Games with Scrolling Game Development Kit 2. I'm going to be hosting a class at the Maple Grove Community Center. I hope you can join. We're going to be going through as much of this book as we can, and you can see there's most pages have multiple pictures, and that'll keep things interesting. There's lots of different chapters on different topics of game development in here. Just looking at a couple things in the table of contents.
You can see there's chapters covering the topics of creating your basic graphics and sprites, moving on to creating huge scrolling maps, taking care of enemies, powering up weapons, developing a storyline, and creating cutscenes and so forth. Here we can see the runtime environment, what the actual scrolling game development kit looks like. Looking at the graphics editor, this is what the sample project looks like, where you go to create your graphics to start out with from scratch. We'll learn how to create a simple project without having a lot of stuff done ahead of time. Here you're seeing you can load two graphics at once and edit a couple tiles at a time so they fit together well. This is just recreating the grass graphics, the grass and dirt graphics that are used in the sample game, really basic color gradients. You can select an area of the editor to limit what you're affecting when you draw a gradient, and select by color and draw multiple gradients in one graphic. So we've done a green to dark green gradient, and now we're doing a brown to black gradient, and storing that represents the ground graphics that are in the sample project, which would actually be done from scratch. You can also create, this is a naked chicken graphic that the book goes over. It's kind of an amusing graphic for the player sprite. It uses a droplet shape and fills it with skin tone and outlines it in black. One of the other projects that the book covers is an adventure map that has a very large overworld map where you can fit a lot of content, and that's what we're looking at in this one. Notice that there's a number of layers. You can have ground and things on the ground, and things that cover everything in the roofs layer. Notice most of the background here is water. It's really hard to fill a really large adventure map with a lot of interesting content, but the sample does have a small area, at least, of some interesting content where the player starts, and some of the places are covered with roofs, and the book talks about how to implement all that, and secret passages, and then there's just a huge area that hasn't been filled in yet. And the last project we're looking at in this video is the Space Shooter project, where the player is a spaceship shooting at a bunch of enemy sprites that are also spaceships that are following paths. All the graphics here are actually taken from free from online, and the book talks about where to find a lot of free graphics that you can use in games. And that was just running the project from the environment. You can run it at any time, but we also just deleted all the extra debugging files, and you can see that there's an executable that you could copy to any other Windows system. So it's an easy way to share your game. Just copy the executable wherever you want, or if you're worried about sharing executable code, Scrolling Game Development Kit 2 can also build a project to HTML5 content, so you can play it in a browser, either on a computer or a mobile device if it's designed properly. Here we see the project is an HTML file. Bring it up, it comes up in Chrome on my system by default. Takes a couple seconds to load, but then you got a web page. It's playing the same game as we had in the executable. So if you join our class, we'll have
everybody working on their own projects on computers in real time, building our games, trying them out, answering questions. So I hope you'll join me for a class this summer at the Maple Grove Community Center.